right, welcome back to Better Kansas City. A lot of garlic is about to happen, so if you are scared of vampires, this is the cooking segment for you. We're about to cook spaghetti in kind of an interesting way, and Chef Jasper is back here to show us how to cook one of his favorite recipes. That this is one that your grandma used to make for you. Is this correct?
And it's called garlicky pasta.
Garlicky
because
pasta.
It does have a lot of garlic. And if you know me, my cooking, I usually don't cook with a lot of garlic, but this is something that can really take it. And it's so simple because you make it the same way you do risotto.
And this is a picture of your grandma here. Is that?
Yeah, that's Nana Mirabile. How about that?
What kind of car is that?
I don't know. I asked my brother that the other day. I didn't get to see it. There's my grandparents, both of them. So, yeah, great photos.
So this is one passed down from her to you that you still make in the restaurant today.
Exactly.
As you said before, you know, after you're going for 65 years, if it's not broke, we don't fix it.
Exactly right. And you know what? This is easy because what you do, you start off with just the pasta, the dry pasta. You add olive oil to the pasta, just like you're cooking in the pan. You add garlic, and this is the raw garlic. Usually you'll see me use fresh garlic and I saute it.
Yeah.
But this is just a raw garlic, and we kind of mix up in there a little bit.
All together in the pan.
Exactly.
Okay.
Some red pepper because we like it nice and spicy.
Got a little kick to it.
Exactly.
Okay.
Some fresh basil, basilico.
Well, we were talking about this before we even came onto the show. It always smells perfect in here, and it smells like your restaurant with the basil. And that for some reason, you know, they say scent is tied to memories, and it reminds me of coming into your restaurant and smelling that.
Exactly.
You know?
And people know that, you know, in our restaurant, you'll see the herbs, fresh basil in a lot of dishes. And you'll also see a little bit of fennel seed.
Yeah.
Because my grandparents used to cook like that. My nana loved the fennel seed. It's in our sausage. It's one of the signatures.
Is it? Okay.
Then you put in the tomato sauce that you've already prepared.
Okay.
In with the raw pasta, in with the garlic. And you can use really any kind of pasta you would like. If you want to use spaghetti, you want to use fettuccine, shells, Natali, it doesn't matter.
So nothing has been cooked yet. This is all raw, like you said.
Exactly. A little bit of cheese in there.
And you're just piling it on top of each other. Are we going to mix it up before we put it on the heat?
I will.
Okay.
And because I put cheese in there instead of salt. Because the cheese is salty, and it'll give it some great flavor. We mix it all together, just like this right here. That's really enough. You don't have to really worry about it. And then as we cook, every 3 or 4 minutes, we have some hot chicken broth.
Okay.
We just keep ladling the broth in there, and it cooks the pasta down. So we want to start with a little bit of water, just like you were cooking the pasta. And that'll just eventually evaporate, and little by little as we go along, we cook it down.
Okay.
And when the pasta is al dente to the tooth, dente is the tooth. When it's al dente, then we know it's ready.
Okay. How is this dish kind of similar to risotto? Is that what it is?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. So risotto, you cook in the same way. You do the dried risotto.
Gotcha. Okay.
You add the ingredients, and then slowly you add a broth, either beef broth, chicken broth, or vegetable broth.
Okay.
And it cooks it in the pan. So what happens, it releases the starches in the pasta. The starches in the pasta kind of thicken the dish up, and that's what you end up with right there.
All right. Well, I know we're using a lot of garlic here.
Oh, yeah,
Now, like we were talking earlier to scare the vampires away, it has a very pungent odor to it.
Oh, yeah.
What's a good pro tip of getting garlic smell off of our hands when we're done cooking?
So I'm a little crazy about that, especially when I finish working at nighttime. Salt, lemon, and rosemary.
Really?
And I always have a half a lemon cut, a bowl of salt, and some fresh rosemary, and you scrub with the half a lemon. Into your nails, into your hands. It gives a great flavor. Remember, the Italians always had, especially in Tuscany, rosemary bushes as they walked into their homes, because the rosemary would give a nice scent to the clothing, like a perfume.
Really?
And
so
it would really, get rid of most of the garlic flavor, the rosemary.
Oh, well, that's
the Medicis were known for that. So.
Learn something new every day. We should make our own. You could have it in the grocery aisles too, aside from your sauce.
Like a little scrub.
A little scrub.
Exactly.
All right. Well, real quick before we go, what would you suggest serving this pasta dish with? If I wanted to make this for dinner tonight, what would be a good side dish?
You know, it's asparagus season, so some fresh asparagus.
Ooh, yeah.
Of course, if you want to broil a little bit of fresh chicken, some steak, it doesn't really matter. But the pasta would either be a side dish or as a main course. But some vegetables, put some different vegetables in there. Broccoli, zucchini, cauliflower, you know.
I love the asparagus. That sounds like a really good. Can I try a bit of it here?
Please, come on. Look at a little piece of garlic still in there, so we like that a lot.
This looks fantastic.
Dust it with a little more Romano cheese or Parmigiano Reggiano, and you have a great dish.
And what type of pasta is that?
So I use the Shelroni. This is something my nana used to do when I was younger. The little baby pastas, we call it.
You know, when we're kids, we like the different shapes of pasta.
Exactly,
you know?
exactly. And now there's so many different shapes out there.
Oh my goodness.
Isn't that different? And you could taste the basilico, the basil there.
Oh, it smells delicious. I'm going to save the rest of that. Okay, if I put the fork back in there, staff, that means it's mine. I'm just kidding. All right, Jasper, as always, we appreciate you being here.
Thank you.
And love your cooking and love love it when you're here and show us all the cool stuff there is behind your cooking. It's really
Enjoy,
really
enjoy.
and really fun.
My nana used to always say, "Bere mangiare bene" means eat and drink well.
Bere mangiano bene. What?
I like
But
that.
that's it. Eat and drink well.
Okay.
You said that perfect.
I got close. It's the German Italian in me. All right.